whenever throughout this next podcast, whenever I say anything bad about these artworks of these celebrities, it's all just coming from a place of jealousy.
Pure jealousy.
I don't have anything against these people except I'm jealous. That is it. So I wish I had a James Turrell in my hallway.
Hi, I'm George from Bluethumb, and I'm joined by my colleague Amy. Welcome to the Art in My Home podcast.
And today, it's an in-betweenie, and we're talking about the art in celebrities' homes.
Indeed,
Yay.
yeah. And we're joined by two other colleagues from Bluethumb here. Connor and Ian, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us back.
You might remember them.
Round two. Yeah. And so today we're going to sort of delve into the art in celebrities' homes, as we've found on the internet.
Well, Connor and I just had this radical idea that I think I came to work the other day and I was like, I'd seen Claudia Schiffer's home on Vogue with like 8 objects of affection, and I was like, the art in this lady's home is insane. And Connor's like, it's a great podcast idea. And I was like, Connor, great podcast idea.
I mean, I think I'm a little bit addicted to watching those
the
architectural
ADs.
digests.
I know, it'll get you.
There's something about seeing the inside of a famous person's home.
Yeah.
That is just
and the 50
really...
questions with Vogue. And you're like, I don't care what you're saying. Just show me the house.
Give me the house tour.
I like the teardowns of them.
That's all George is here for. So like you went,
slice.
we'll do the nice stuff, and you go, I hate that.
Okay. No, there's a guy on Instagram who goes deep on the architectural digest, and yeah, he's great.
How bad it is.
Well, some good, some bad.
Yeah, I think there's a few of them where you can tell that these celebrities have obviously had their homes styled to within an inch of their life.
100%.
And it's almost as if they're touring their own home for the first time. Experiencing it for the first time.
Just walks into a chair. When was that put there?
Yeah, blank looks. Yeah.
Like I think there's an episode with Dakota Johnson or someone like that, and she's just got like this massive bowl of
The limes? Yeah.
in her kitchen.
I'm allergic.
Yeah, and she came out later and said, I hate limes, and like has a severe allergy to them. And she had no idea what they were doing there.
Oh, that was great. Spot
Exactly
on.
like this.
Well, some of the people we're talking about today, the Kardashians, because they have an insane collection, but an insane amount of people in their family. Claudia's, Madonna, and Bluey.
Mm-hmm.
And am I missing anyone?
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah.
That's a special mention.
Last one. Okay, all right.
And Lars Ulrich from Metallica.
Oh, sorry, apologies to Lars. Missed him. Well, per our research, Con, do you want to go first? Because you're the one who wanted to deep dive the
Into the
Kardashians.
Kardashians. Now, I said that I will definitely get my Kendalls and my Kylies mixed up.
Yeah,
throughout this.
It's so different though.
Not a fan of the Kardashians, but I think so. I'm gonna get this wrong. Kendall Kardashian did an architectural digest, and
Yes.
she has got a James Turrell in her hallway, which I think caught a lot of people's eye. So the James Turrell in
The
her
other one,
hallway
gal.
is the it's almost like an egg.
Yes.
It's an oval shaped sort of almost like a light box, and I've actually seen these in real life. So I've saw his collection of works at the Pace Gallery in London, and I think, although I'm tempted to say this because they're Kardashians, and I want to say that it's really basic, they're actually really amazing.
They're incredible.
In real life. So when I saw them before, it was 3 of them in the Pace Gallery, and it was a really dark space and just basically lit up with these 3 works.
Was it the room? Was it a room one?
Yeah, it was like a room, and it was sort of divided in 3, and so you could sort of move between them. But they're super like meditative. Like you could honestly sit in front of it for
It is ASMR on
for hours
steroids.
and just watch their sort of colours change, and the way the colours change. Although the shape of the work stays the same, it honestly feels like it's
Shapes are in it.
sort
Yeah,
of
it's insane.
morphing. Would I have one in my hallway? Probably not.
Totally.
I don't know.
Not in the bedroom.
No,
You
maybe.
could guide your way to the kitchen in the middle of the night.
But just no one think that the Kardashians have gentrified James Turrell, because they have not. They just jumped on his bandwagon.
Exactly,
But he's
no,
way cooler still.
I think there's a few people. I think Cara Delevingne has a
she's
architectural
probably
digest,
got
and
one,
she's got one. And
Because they're not normally like
Yeah.
they're rooms. Like they're normally like room in. Well, the ones that I've seen have always been you go into a room and you sit there and then the colours change and
Yeah, I
it's
think
quite
they-
meditative. And
they sit it's somewhere between wall art and installation art.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, if you're rich enough for it to be wall art instead of installation art, then
Happy for you.
so be it. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's definitely very Instagrammy, I would imagine. I'd say everyone who comes through the door probably comments on it anyway. But I mean, I'm a fan of his work, so I can't, you know, whenever throughout this next podcast, whenever I say anything bad about these artworks of these celebrities, it's all just coming from a place of jealousy. Jealousy.
Pure jealousy.
I don't have anything against these people except I'm jealous. That is it. So I wish I had a James Turrell in my hallway. Yeah. And then I think we included another work of hers. Yeah, here it is. It's the Lauren Greenfield. She's an American photographer, and she had this amazing series from of LA sort of street scenes and life scenes, and I just thought the collection of this work is titled Generational Wealth, the series, which I just thought is, I'm sure Kendall Jenner or Kardashian, whatever her name is, I'm sure she knows this, which I think is quite funny. You know, I think she has this in her bedroom somewhere, but I think the photograph itself is kind of amazing. It's like a scene out of the OC or something like that.
Totally.
Very just what you would imagine.
LA.
I just imagine California.
Yeah,
exactly.
I just finished The Shards by Bret Easton Ellis, and like every scene is them, you know, rich kids in bikinis at the LA beach. It looks exactly like that.
It's so quintessential. Or like, yeah, that's exactly what you'd picture LA lifestyle is.
Yeah. And then I know then that lastly, I think, and actually an artist who I think we might talk about a couple of times on this podcast is Tracey Emin. So I know that she has a Tracey Emin neon work in her bedroom, I believe. I don't know why I know this, because it wasn't in her AD, so I've obviously deep dived.
I mean, obviously, I think it's a pretty safe assumption they've got a Tracey Emin somewhere.
Yeah. But so apparently she has a Tracey Emin neon work above her bed, which is one of Tracey Emin's quite well-known pieces, which is it's a neon work which is the proportions of her ex-lover's penis.
That's what Kendall has.
That's what she has above her bed.
What?
Above her bed?
Above her bed.
Whoa.
Yeah. So.
I'm shame there's not a picture of it.
Yeah,
Tracey Emin one.
Yeah, I think with Tracey Emin's work, I think even a lot of her neon works are editions. Like, I'm not sure they're one-offs. I think there are copies of it somewhere, probably museums somewhere. But interesting thing to have above your bed. Yeah, I can't confirm what size.
You said that was Kendall, did you?
Yeah. I think, I don't know, because I get to.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
They're very different, in my opinion.
Oh, God damn it, Chris.
Let's talk about Troye, our friend.
Troye.
Our mate.
Yeah, so I put Troye Sivan in again. You know, this. I just got this from the Architectural Digest. His home, I think, is in Melbourne.
It's in Carlton.
It's in Carlton. Yeah,
Carlton,
it's a classic architectural. It's like a well-known architectural
you can go
home
stalking
in Carlton.
quite
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Architectural Digest is amazing. It's you know, it actually, you see so many of these, as we said, celebrity homes that they've been sort of styled within into their life that don't really feel like anyone lives in them.
No.
And like, I feel like his house feels like he lives in it, and it's being lived in. It feels like a home. He's got some pretty interesting pieces. He's got a couple of these Sydney Ball works, which are kind of large, sort of geometric, kind of abstract colour pieces. One inside, one outside, which is quite interesting. I think Sydney Ball he's an Australian artist. He's dead now. But the one outside is actually, because I was wondering how he had it outside, how it was sustaining itself outside, but it's actually made from, I think it's fabricated car parts, and they use sort of automobile sort of alloy paint to stop it from sort of degrading in the rain or anything like that. So I think they're really nice, really colourful pieces.
Yeah, especially
sort of
in the
like
garden like that. It's cool.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I think it's nice having that indoor,
contrast,
the indoor outdoor.
Because it's a bit rustic, kind of like there's some of it's a bit rustic vibes, but
Sorry, who's the artist?
Sydney Ball.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's Troye. Yes, our friend from the art fairs.
Yeah,
that's our friend of the pod, Troye Sivan.
See,
one day we'll get
have we seen him twice? He's basically besties with us. He'll be on soon.
Yeah,
Season 2.
Season 2.
And on to the next K Jenner.
Oh God, we're straight on to another Kardashian.
Oh, this one.
Fantastic. My favourite Kardashian, by the way.
Kylie.
Yeah.
Why?
She's just entrepreneurial. Yeah, she's a billionaire. She's a billionaire
Self-made, would
by
you reckon,
24? I've had this argument with everyone. Of course she's self-made.
Yeah, of course.
There are so many celebrity kids who never make $1 billion. And she did. She's self-made. Yeah.
Well,
Big fan. It's a hill. It's a weird hill I'll die on.
Mayo on that, but sure. Oh God.
Well, Kylie's got a pretty extensive collection of art, including, again, another person, a couple of people I think we're going to mention again on the podcast. So Damien Hirst is one.
Everyone has a Damien Hirst.
Everyone's got one, and this room is overwhelming.
Oh, this
it's absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah, honestly,
Tribute room.
There's a lot there.
yeah. I mean, Damien Hirst, I think he's one of these people that really divides opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was an original YBA, one of the young British artists. So, he has a legacy of a long time, and he was really at the forefront of sort of British art in the 90s and early 2000s. But this stuff, that looks like it was bought off Etsy.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It really
giving
does.
Yeah.
like Tumblr 2010.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I was supposed to say this. Those little love heart sweets that you get.
Yeah, it looks like
with
those.
just someone who's just put a butterfly in, and it's made for, a rich girl's home.
Because she would have been. She wasn't very maybe she was 21 at this point.
Yeah.
With this, I think
And again, I think somebody has styled this for her as well.
Yes,
I think it's, but I think you could have put any old print up there. I mean, I'm sure. This, I think it's the I Love You series by Damien Hirst. I'm sure these artworks, I mean, that probably, that could be 30 grand prints. They're probably screen prints.
Easily.
But for me, no. I mean, it matches the aesthetic of the room, but I think they're horrible. And
Absolute rubbish.
It's given teenager.
Kylie,
Save your money, folks.
Is that a Basquiat?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she has got this Basquiat, and then above her fireplace in LA, so hopefully she doesn't use the fire too much.
Oh boy.
But I think, it's a funny one again. It's a nice basket.
They're meant to be nice.
It's a nice basket. All Basquiats are nice.
Yeah. Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in a
I
bit?
can zoom.
I think that
Teeth.
in fairness, so I think with Basquiat, there's a couple of things with his art that people really look for. So he began as a street artist, so you see a lot of words in his work, which is you see in this a lot. It's just something that he brought in from his graffiti days. But something that isn't here is his crowns. Obviously, a crown and a Basquiat, that makes it much more valuable. And also, if he uses blue and red, I think this, if it was if
Bigger.
Basquiat was to make a work for Kylie Jenner, it would be this. It's just very pink and white and just really goes with the space. But
Would she would she understand the importance of having a Basquiat? Is it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Is it her homewares art? Crazy that's her homewares art.
Yeah, I mean, he's just really popular with celebrities. As I said, we're going to mention.
Huge in America.
Yeah, it's
anyway.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of pretty much all the rest have him.
Yeah,
or dated him and have him.
And I mean, I think Jay-Z and Beyonce have some big.
That big
Basquiat.
blue one?
I think they had it. Yeah.
What did Tiffany's buy? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I think they bought it. Yeah.
So he was just one of those people that, as you said, especially in America, who just really blew up and his artwork. And I mean, I think he died when he was 28, and he only sort of came onto the art scene in his early 20s. I think when we move on to the Metallica guy's name, I've forgotten. I think the work that he has, he was only painted when he was 21 or 22.
Wow.
So his kind of career only spanned, I think, maybe 7 years, but he made 600 works in that.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he really?
Yeah, so it was short but pretty.
And was he linked with Warhol? Is that how he kind of came through as well?
Yeah, it was sort of a mix. So he was big in the graffiti scene. I can't remember his name now, Lano or something like that. And then moved into painting or traditional media. And he was sort of in New York the same time as, the factory, Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
They had a collaborative exhibition at one point. They had a pretty close relationship as well, which, helped his career
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
what I
I
thought,
think he was found in a group show of artists, of American artists at the time. But yeah, his popularity has just never really decreased. And
What a legacy.
yeah.
You know, everything I know about Basquiat's come from the 1994 biopic Basquiat. have you guys seen it?
No. George,
I watched it on a plane. No, I watched it on a plane. It's got David Bowie. It's got Benicio del Toro.
Really?
It's got William Dafoe. Basquiat's played by Jeffrey Wright, the guy from Westworld.
Yeah.
And I assume there's a whole bunch of embellishment, but I just assume it's exactly that's exactly what happened. And so based on the movie, he was very close with Warhol, and Warhol's death really affected him. He was, he was one of his closest friends, and so it was towards the end of when Basquiat died, I think. So yeah, but again, that's completely dramatised from the movie. I actually don't know if that's what happened.
Yeah, but then as I said, he was 28, and he'd probably, if nothing had happened to him, he'd probably still be here today. How many works would he have with his fame? I mean, he was on a serious upward trajectory when he died. His legacy today is obviously insanely popular. He's one of those artists that, as well as imagery, is probably a bit like Warhol, commercialized a lot as well. But I think that is sort of testament to how much his work means to a lot of people and how good it is. I think in that sort of time there wasn't a lot coming out. It was sort of, I think it was the start of post-expressionism, and he was sort of at the real forefront. And I can see why so many people collect him as well, because you're never going to lose money on your investment in a Basquiat. So
I think for some of these sort of musicians and people coming from who feel like they're outsiders, like Jay-Z or even Lars Ulrich, they were like, oh, Basquiat, he was a street artist. He was kind of like an outsider. And then he became fine art, and everyone from top echelon wanted him, but he was his roots were in kind of this, the anti-establishment art. Yeah. And there's Ulrich, spouting off about this, but I think it does resonate with these folks. It's oh, look, Jay-Z, where he came from, and now he's kind of, like a billionaire music mogul, and it seems to, I think, attract these folks to want Basquiat.
Definitely. I'm sure it resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah. Same with Keith Haring.
Yes.
Love that guy.
I gotta say, they're Warhols, but they are some good Warhols.
I wasn't misinterpreting
Warhols. I don't know.
Well, they're iconic Warhols. Yeah.
I mean, it's
are they print? Oh, they could be
so
print.
they're lithographs.
Lithographs. That's it.
Yeah. So they're nice, again, as I said, the same with the Damien Hirsts, they're very pink and girly. And
I hate that chandelier too. Oh, look, Haring, there you go.
Yeah, Keith Haring book.
But I don't know.
It's given really. Young girl again, it is. Well, just one by itself would be enough.
I kind of like them, man.
Yeah, but I mean, this is obviously the wrong end of the scale. This is
I wouldn't say no.
The far end of the scale. But at the end of the day, prints and lithographs, it's a great way to get into collecting art if you haven't got the money to spend on original art as well.
Absolutely.
But these are probably $15,000 each.
Easily.
Very attainable.
Buy prints.
Yeah. Buy prints, people.
What else did we have?
It
says, I cannot believe how much you love me. And it's one of her neon installations. So again, second time around. So maybe she saw her sister's one and liked it. But again, there's something I think about neon signs that...
I think I hate that they're on top of it. That's on top of... I think I hate that. But you didn't need the Warhols underneath. That would be enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel a little bit random, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Watch yourself on the couch, you might hit your head off a Warhol. It seems like an issue.
You would sit back to relax to watch a movie and you knock a Warhol off the wall.
But I mean, the Tracy Edmond, I think, is nice. It's a nice piece. And then we have more Damien Hirst.
What do you think of that couch chair there?
Looks quite comfy, though.
Looks like a weird throne.
It does.
It is a weird throne, isn't it?
But yeah, lots of prints anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of you're
It's
right,
funny,
Connor.
yeah.
A lot of prints now. We look back at this. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I guess a 21-year-old generally would buy prints and posters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's just got-
there is something very, prints and posters.
I wonder
in
if
my
she's
bedroom,
borrowing
thinking about it.
from Chris's collection. They're like, Chris is like, I'll lend you my Basquiat for your above your fireplace for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
AD photo shoot.
For when you crank it in winter.
Yeah.
Do you think she has a stylist, or she's just
Yes,
decided? You reckon?
100%.
Okay.
100%. I think if you read this article, I remember this from years ago. It's this like well-known interior decorator from LA, and he used to be on a TV show, but he's very over the top, like very more is more is more.
Yeah, and I think this is, as we said, if you're Kylie Jenner and you're inviting Architectural Digest into your house, you could have, Etsy prints on the wall, but you don't want to be seen to be probably the one with the
No.
Etsy prints on the wall. You ship in the Damien Hirst prints instead to make yourself look. Probably
Yeah, I think overall it's like it is a 21-year-old girl's house. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like
Oh,
yeah.
I would have loved that.
21-year-old billionaire.
But yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
I'd keep the Basquiat and bin the rest.
Yeah.
Sorry, Damien. Bin.
And the Tracy Emin, I keep that. The rest of it, not for me.
All right, what's next? Oh, it's my one. Oh, yeah. We got Claudia Schiffer's insane Cotswold house. Which, Cotswold? Cotswolds.
Just stick with that.
Anyway, I was just watching this and it was just, it's not even a YouTube about her house. It just was in her house, but it was objects in her house. These objects are insane. So she's got Tracy Emin glow light installation, neon installation, and then she's got Damien Hirst butterflies. So if you guys aren't familiar, the kaleidoscopes are the butterfly wing. So they're butterfly wings. If
love
you've ever
that.
seen them, they're incredibly beautiful. But that was just like in her corner nook. Just
And it's probably, 1.5?
easily.
Yeah.
I hate to think, yeah.
It's huge.
What is it?
It
is
is
glass?
It's glass. It's like butterfly wings behind glass, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Wait, they're literal butterflies.
Do they-
Literal butterfly wings.
Ooh.
They must be treated. Do they
how I feel about that.
degrade?
I don't know actually. That's a great question.
His shark did.
Yes.
The cartilage. Yeah, I would. It's a good question.
They
I don't know
replaced
how
the
long
shark,
butterfly
I think.
wings would last behind anything.
We'll
Wow,
keep
it
them
looks-
colour for that long.
But people collect butterfly wings.
That's true.
Yeah, so maybe they are fine. Yeah.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Next one.
And it's styled really well.
It looks
You probably couldn't ship to Australia.
could not because
biohazard
customs would pick up on
Oh, I
that.
was going to say because we don't ship glass.
Or Bluethumb. It's just a Bluethumb.
Or the biohazards.
I love this quote from her in the video. She said, I buy art not because it's an investment, but because I fall in love with it. And anytime she falls in love with a piece, she gets it to her house and she's like, I don't have spaces for the art. I find spaces or I make spaces for it. So,
My house.
yeah.
Buy
in
more-
her
more
massive
houses.
mansion.
Extend my mansion.
She had this other really, it's interesting. Ed Ruscha is what she was saying. I'm not too familiar, but an American artist. It was called Point Blank. Looks to be in a canvas, probably not acrylic on canvas, probably oil at this level, oil on canvas. That was quite interesting.
A nighttime aerial scene.
Is it? Yeah.
what it looks
Oh, it does too,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I see that. Point Blank. Yep.
Cool.
That one was interesting. Scroll down. Oh, there you go. There it is again.
I can't believe that's real butterflies.
And she doesn't have any art advisors, but like you'd have associates. Like, you'd have you'd have people. That's her. Yeah, that's her Tracy Emin. So that's quite nice. This one, Connor and I were like, holy moly! So this is the biggest Damien Hirst like dot painting like you've ever seen. And normally, this is like his OG kind of style, isn't it, Connor?
Yeah.
And they're normally just dots on white background. And these are painted. Like, if you zoom in, you can actually see they're, like, quite precise. You can see some texture on the video. But it is massive. And she's like, I like it because it was a black background with the dots and rada. And the video was like, have you ever counted how many dots? And she's like, I don't have time. But yeah, that one was really impressive as well. So yeah, she just had some really amazing works, just like
all very optical illusion based.
yeah, Very true, actually, Eden.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of just casually in the background, like
Yeah.
just I think the casualness of it
Is it like
struck me.
a wall? Like how big is it?
It's not a. It's like the wall maybe behind
Yeah,
you.
okay.
Like it was huge.
Cool.
So yeah, very impressive.
Yeah. I think this is might be our last person with a Damien Hirst.
Yeah, I think it is. I think we've
Yeah, we were discussing Damien Hirst last week because he's come in for a bit of controversy. We were going to talk about this. So Damien Hirst, he's quite very well known for having doing works in formaldehyde. So he's got his sharks, his sharks that he preserves in formaldehyde. He's got sheep that he preserves in formaldehyde. And he had a couple of pieces recently that were sold, I think, at auction. And the dates of the works came under a bit of scrutiny, the dating of the work. So that the studio, his studio had released the works under dates as being created in, I think it was early 2000s, maybe even late 90s. I think it was early 2000s. And they figured out basically that they had only been made in the last 5 or 6 years, and they were sort of questioned on like how they'd mislabeled this or misattributed it. Obviously, the value of something, the older it's going to be, the more valuable it's going to be. And were they sort of misleading the public or misleading buyers on this? And what the studio had come out and said was, because it was conceptual work, they dated it based on the date in which it was conceived in the mind of the artist. So the day that Damien Hirst thought of doing it was actually the day the work was created, not the day it was made.
How do you feel about that? What's
that sounds very normal. That sounds like a very normal thing to do.
That just sounds like a scam.
Of course it does. Just the standard dating.
Yeah.
Did he also like choose the animal at that time?
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
Well, they've replaced the animals before, but...
I think that's not the way conceptual art works. I think people can get confused anyway in conceptual art, but you're really trying to confuse them here if you think, oh, well, the day I thought of it in my head. And also, nobody has a record of the day that Damien Hirst thought of his artwork.
He's like, sue me.
I was exactly just pulling random dates out of the head. If it's anything other than trying to inflate the value of the artwork by stating it as being an earlier piece, I'd be very surprised.
100%.
My God. So did it come from him or from a gallery?
So the explanation came from him in his studio, that they said that because he had conceived of the idea in his mind previous.
How do you even say that with a straight face?
He has a very good.
The ego on this gentleman is not small.
Problem, and the thing with Damien Hirst is like this work now, because it has been misstated, is probably now extra famous and it's probably extra more expensive.
Wow, okay.
Who knows?
And
it's like the Banksy that they shredded became more famous.
Yeah, true.
More valuable after they shredded it.
Yep.
Madonna.
Oh, her art collection's worth 100 to 160 million. Incredible.
Really?
Obviously, I'm not going to cover all of it. But
Why not?
that's too much. We'll be here forever. I want to see her wardrobe. I just think, like, are the key pairings...
Do you?
Are they... she doesn't have much wardrobe to look at, if we're being honest. But, like, the key
Classic.
pairings, like, how many would she have?
Of his clothes, he did clothing pieces.
Crazy. Like, all for her. He gifted them to her.
He did them all for her.
Not all for her, but, like, a lot.
Oh, all right.
A lot.
Okay.
And in classic Madonna style, a lot of her art is of women
Love that.
in their natural state.
Yeah.
She's an avid Frida Kahlo fan, and she actually has one of the small Fridas, which is called Self-Portrait with a Monkey.
Beautiful.
And I don't know if you can see it here to the right.
Oh, it's tiny.
It's tiny, and I didn't realise until I saw it hanging in her...
Wow, and look at that
lounge room, I
wall
will
as
say.
well.
I mean, she looks
Holy
beautiful
moly.
there.
Yeah,
Good job, Madonna.
Yeah,
She's stunning.
but that paint job, wow.
Yeah, I think the blue lends itself really
It does,
well
doesn't
to
it?
Does
Yeah.
it looks like it was hand painted with a small paintbrush?
Yeah. But that's a really striking Frida.
Yeah, I think it's styled really well. Like, it's
Yeah.
styled around, surrounded by mirrors. And I just think that's so Madonna too. Like, she can look at herself while looking at a portrait of Frida Kahlo.
So she has a
that
couple of Frida
has a
Kahlo's
couple,
works?
yeah.
And is that an early cut, like an early one? Because if it's
It's
self-portrait,
one of
she looks
5
quite young. Yeah.
painted in Detroit.
Really?
Yes. And she actually refused to loan it to the Detroit Institute of Arts
Nice.
for their exhibition.
Really?
It was the only one that they couldn't obtain.
Really?
And her team pretty much said, like, it was a timing issue. I don't know about that.
Love that
She
for
did
her.
lend it to Tate Modern though when they
To make it worse, she'd previously lent it before.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
She just hates Detroit.
Detroit
Yeah.
wasn't big enough for her, probably.
Honestly, but like that is like the crux of their whole exhibition.
Is Frida.
I
It
mean,
would have
I
been
don't
good
think it's
PR for them though. Like, hey, we're having
Madonna
an exhibition.
said no.
Like, I'm not sure there are that many Frida Kahlos, you know, in the world, and they're so extremely rare, extremely expensive. And I think you think of Madonna owning one, and we're going to speak about Lars later owning, you know, a couple of Basquiats as well. And we were thinking of Jay-Z earlier, thinking about Basquiats. I really feel like Spotify has done all these artists dirty. It's all these artists who were in this era when they sold CDs and everything like that. I feel like they all made so much money.
Yeah.
Like, how has Madonna got $150 million worth of art in her home? And the same with Lars, you know, from Metallica. I feel like they earned so much money back in the day that these days, you know,
You
I
don't.
don't think Olivia Rodrigo has enough money to buy herself a Basquiat. Maybe
No.
she does, who
No,
knows?
she
Taylor
said-
Swift probably does because Amy's
Doubtful.
listened to her so many times.
I've single-handedly made Taylor Swift
Taylor
a
does.
billionaire.
Yeah. In fact, there's an interesting stat. Taylor Swift's the only musician billionaire who's become a billionaire through music. All the others, like Jay-Z, Kanye,
They've had companies.
yeah,
Like Jay-Z
Dre,
has champagne,
products and
yeah.
companies and all the rest. But yeah, Taylor's the first ever to have done it through
She's
music.
definitely, she'd have some real things.
Outlay.
I'd love to know about her art collection.
Yeah.
I just, in hindsight, now I think about it. But then I have seen, if you've seen her
It's a very
documentary,
overwhelming
she
house.
has terrible
There's a
taste.
lot of stuff.
Absolutely
Fantastic.
terrible
Okay.
taste. So it'd be really
But
questionable.
yeah, I do agree. It was the heyday with the CD era when they really could make bank and
Yeah, and they were obviously always advised to put it into art.
Yeah. And good for them.
She also has another Frida.
Whoa.
This one is quite graphic.
Yeah. Would you like to describe it to the viewers? Eden?
It's titled The Birth.
Yep.
And that really sums it up.
Does it though?
Very like,
but there's a
brutal
sheet over the
depiction.
head.
No, it's Frida actually coming out of her mother.
Her mother.
Yeah.
I
But-
believe it's like birthing herself. I think that's what I read on the internet.
Okay.
But she told Vanity Fair in 1990, if somebody doesn't like this painting, then I know they can't be my friend.
And Madonna
Yeah.
said that. Sorry, that was Frida Kahlo.
No, Madonna said that. But it's a lot. Where would you hang it is my question. Above the bed?
It's got to be above the
Rebirth
bed.
every
You'd
morning?
have to.
Why do you
day.
think the sheet is over her head? That's,
I don't know, because it's...
Because I question who's giving. Like I thought it was Frida herself giving birth to herself,
I think it
Interesting.
is.
but
Oh, I
she's
see.
put the sheet over her
Makes
mother.
sense.
Even yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense. And then there's the portrait behind the bed as
And
well.
yeah, what is the? Can you zoom in on
Looks
that
like
little
the
portrait?
scream
Is
or
that her
something. I
mother?
think it's.
Grandmother?
The Virgin Mary. Like, it looks, it sort of looks Catholic.
Yeah,
It's,
Yeah.
The more I look at it, like the more I like that.
It's
That's
very
kind of
interesting.
It is growing on
amazing.
me,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'd almost want to put it near the door. Like, the postman
welcome?
would just be, like, so... like, intrigued, but also, like, take it and leave.
you're like,
Like it's
start
like-
your day right.
Clearly, Madonna has it as a binary. Are you cool or
very
not?
Madonna.
So yeah, you may as well put it at the door.
As well as Frida. She also has a couple of Picassos.
Same.
Wow.
Jealous. In 2000 at Christie's, she paid almost $5 million for this painting here in her study.
Oh yeah.
And there's a quote, I love the office because I can use my fax machine and look at my Picasso at the same time.
Iconic. Iconic.
So very modern.
Very modern. But one of my icks that I noticed when I was researching her house is she has, you know, some of her blue chip pieces above open fireplaces that are very obviously on.
Yeah.
And Connor and I were just thinking, like, surely she has, like, an art advisor, conservator on her staff, just with the upkeep. Like, are people actually taking care of these pieces that they own?
Or are they those fireplaces that aren't really? You know, the gas one.
They look pretty
They look
legit,
legit.
old school.
But even
yeah.
like
The glass, yeah.
Oh, you reckon?
change in temperature, like,
It's true. Like, it's not great.
It's
but
not great.
Yeah, it's their artwork now,
This
I
one's
guess.
definitely not English.
How old is this house photos, do you know?
I
think it
don't
was a while ago.
know.
It
She's
looks
got
pretty
a
dated.
They look
houses.
incredibly
She
80s
mentions using a
styled.
fax machine. So
Say no more, say no more.
It's
My
iconic.
mistake.
Who knows? It might still be there.
Yeah.
She might still be faxing her.
My mistake, everyone. I
Faxing
did not read
her
into
manager,
that.
yep.
Yeah. But I found out she was also in a relationship with
Basquiat.
Yeah, Basquiat, yeah.
And then when they broke up, he actually took back the art that he gave her and destroyed quite a few of them.
Right on.
Yeah, right on. That's such like an artist breakup. Yeah.
have you ever seen the pictures of them when they dated? It's just
No.
they're very iconic.
Yeah, well,
Seem iconic.
like, which is definitely true from the movie. She was struggling. She was not even Madonna back then. I think she's a waitress. Like, yeah, she played by that Claire Forlani, who was in Meet Joe Black. I feel like she only had 2 roles, and
that
that was
girl.
it. Yeah, I think it was her. Yeah,
She's a bit mad though in Beat Joe Black. She's a
I
bit
thought
mad.
she was amazing.
Did you?
But yeah,
Next
so yeah, the deep dive on Brad Pitt's Jamaican accent from Meet Joe Black.
I would love to.
I forgot I put this in.
Serena. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Who is this? Is Cause?
this is
Love
called.
this.
Do you know Cause? Do you know Cause, George, by any chance? K-A-W-S.
The statues with the cross
What's
eyes.
What's your thought on Cause?
Well, like the most basic of basic
Concepts.
kind of collectible, figurine art is what I know Cause for.
Yes.
Yeah.
That does not look like I've only ever seen those kind of the sculptures with the little statue things. That's it. Is that really Cause?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a chair made from plush Elmo toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is I think there are a couple of editions. There might be maybe 5 of these. I think one of them was made with sort of different color toys, teddies. But yeah, Serena Williams owns one of these. She's got a very bizarre looking
She
head. So
does.
her,
Okay.
Kylie
Her
Jenner's
torso.
got one as well.
Yeah.
Travis Scott brought her one for their
So
kid.
this one of these sold at Sotheby's recently for £200,000
Is that all?
pounds.
In the
yeah.
night.
Is that all?
400,000. Sorry, I just thought he would.
Seems
no,
like a lot
no,
for
that
that.
was just more out of.
TBH.
That was more just out of like. I just thought he went for more.
Really?
Like,
But
yeah, but then
there's so much like reproduction stuff of
course.
his as
Yeah.
well.
And when I was looking this
So-
up, I found I should have put the picture in like the most hilarious knockoff on Etsy of some woman who had just basically super glued a load of Elmos to a chair.
Brilliant.
And it looked awful,
Same thing.
but it was
Well,
also
that doesn't look great.
it looked much worse than that.
yeah,
But it was only about $200. So.
yeah.
Okay.
I can't imagine the eyeballs would be very comfortable.
No, but would you sit?
Is it actually for sitting?
I mean, it's a chair. But
Do you remember those talking Elmos?
Yeah.
You'd like squish it and be like,
the
hug
vibe.
me or something.
Yeah, there was one year where they were very popular.
But the Cause stuff is just, you said it's
Is
so
it-
reproduced
Is
Yeah.
it Simpsons inspired, dare I say? Like
Is it?
it looks like the
It almost- yeah, I can
eyeballs,
see
the
it, yeah.
figurines look like
I don't know anything about the
Simpsons.
artist.
No.
I don't know where he's from.
he's American.
Is he?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
pretty
got
sure
a
he's
real Irish
American.
name, but I think he's American.
Yeah.
Is Cause an Irish name, is it?
No, cool.
But,
Yes.
but I'm just convinced, like, it just seems that anyone who buys them just seems to be money laundering.
Well, they've just installed a massive one at Point Leo Estate. down
Yeah,
at
I saw it
Mornington.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's
a-
just like the regular ones, but really big.
Just a much. It's
and it
just
probably
another
cost
cause.
them millions.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the USA's David Bromley.
Yes,
Okay.
spot on, George.
Who's next?
Lars, good. Yeah, this is mine. Yeah, sweet. So I didn't know Lars was a art collector. So Lars Ulrich is the drummer from Metallica, and he was famously the guy who went after the little guys using Napster. He's there like crying about, him getting ripped off as a musician, and meanwhile, cut to the 2004 film of Some Kind of Monster, and he's auctioning off 5 Basquiat's and gets incredibly drunk, and made 13 mil, I think, 9 mil maybe from it, which seems cheap, I guess, in retrospect. But what's kind of evident is, like, he's actually got a pretty good Eye for Art, I think, this Lars, old Lars.
It's an amazing one, isn't it?
Yeah, and he sold another one later outside of that in 2008. Oh, there he is. That's a still from Some Kind of Monster. Classic movie, by the way. They just are like 5 petulant children kind of at each other's throats, and they have a full-time kind of therapist peacemaker within the recording studio to try and get them to be able to be in the same room together. It is hilarious.
Yeah, but it's funny when I think they sell the art through Christie's or something like that, and they have their sort of a preview the night before, and he's sort of looking at it. I think he's like, "This is the closest I've ever been to it." And it's sort of like,
What?
where is it? I don't know.
Just in storage?
And maybe he just shipped it around to exhibitions his whole life, and he never actually got to see it. But he gets incredibly drunk in it anyway while the auction goes on, which is.
God.
I mean, if I was sitting there watching $9 million roll into my bank account, I'd have a few champagnes as well.
He's 3 sheets to the wind by the end. And actually, if you just go back up to that still there, that's from the movie, and he's talking about that piece behind him, and he clearly loves it. He's like, I'm not going to imitate Lars Ulrich, but he's describing about the thought process in the strokes behind, those gold strokes and what do they mean. But what he does like about collecting, he calls it outsider art, is that, he never felt kind of like he fit in. He's Danish and he came across as a metal guy, playing tennis, and he never sort of felt like he fit in with kind of the sort of upper echelons of the USA, but he could buy this art and kind of get a collection, and people didn't judge him as much. So it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, amazing collection. But
yeah.
I wonder if he still got a few. He probably does.
Well, yeah.
I was going to say, did he sell them all off?
I think he had 5 and sold them, but he talks about some other artists he has as well that. But he's not very sort of forthcoming with what he's currently got. But I think he's still got a decent art collection. Doesn't make him any less of an asshole though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lars. I did want to talk about Warnie's art tour, because Shane Warne describes this painting, and it's incredible.
What is it?
I just need a little bit of. I'll get a little bit of volume on that bad boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
7 years ago, I went through a couple of names. So Bruce Springsteen and myself just chilling in the corner, having a drink. Springsteen's got a cricket ball in his hand, so he just sort of asked me questions about cricket. The legend Mick Jagger was sitting in the pool chilling. Then Frank Sinatra and Muhammad Ali having a tune, just singing along. And then JFK just mixing it up.
Marilyn Monroe.
Clark, and one of my closest friends, Chris Martin and Michael Clark, just having a bit of a chat. I tell you what, the artists look after pop with those guns just quite a little bit. You know those big guns.
What is that art?
So Shane Warnie's clearly a culture vulture and a big collector.
What was that piece? Is it just a work?
Was everything.
That was a commissioned piece. I don't know who the artist was, unfortunately.
They wouldn't want to put their name to it.
But yeah, his 2 best friends, Michael Clark and Chris Martin from the band Coldplay.
As you do.
Yeah.
just chilling and just painting with Muhammad Ali and
chilling.
Marilyn Monroe.
Chilling by the pool.
I wonder if it was just like, can we have the most iconic people of all time by my swimming pool?
Yeah, I can just imagine the artist having like a PA being like, first of all, you're not going to believe it, Shane Warne wants a piece. Second of all, you're not going to believe what he wants.
How much is he going to pay?
I don't care.
Yeah, so look, I don't know where that piece has gotten to, but I would love to know. I would love to track it down.
All right, off the back of the news this week, George.
Oh yeah, then finally we have a bit of a sort of a deep dive on Bluey, on the Bluey house. So Bluey is, there's a big episode coming out, and I believe, are they selling their house? Is that the thing?
I actually think it's tonight, George.
Oh, wow.
Or is it Sunday?
Clear your schedules.
When you listen to this, it'll already have come out.
Yeah. By the time you found this, it will have already happened.
Yeah, the big reveal.
But from what we know, what iconic Australian artists
Anyway,
are
so
in this house, George?
so none that I can identify, but generally the Bluey house looks like, oh man, I watch a lot of Bluey with my kids, and it looks this classic Queenslander, like this huge big house with a lovely backyard, and the actual styling in the cartoon, it's kind of like, there's some kind of nice mid-century touches in there, I think. There's a kind of 60s kind of record player thing there. You can see it. And I don't know, is that a
like
dog with a helmet?
Like a Daft Punk album or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say that my nan has the exact same orange couch?
God.
Yeah, so I thought maybe you guys would know who they're trying to draw for the artists here, but I just like the interior design on the fictional cartoon house.
Can you scroll down, Eads? I personally have not watched a single episode of Bluey in my life, but
I was wondering,
I do
if
go to
the
Queensland a bit. So.
if the little helmet dog piece was a known one.
Well, I think Daft Punk's not a bad guess,
Yeah,
Connor.
Slip of the record player.
Is this, what's this?
Now this is a 3D recreation of it, and that piece there, that's in the show a lot. That reminded me of an artist we've got on Bluethumb.
Marty McKnight.
Michael Wolff.
Yeah, Michael Wolff. Yeah, the colour palette and the little squiggles. But again, it's a fictional cartoon, so hard to know.
But Michael Wolff.
Okay.
To that.
Yes.
He might be in the credits.
And then the family portrait.
Yeah, they do have a lot of dog family portraits.
Also, the bone statue.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if there are any artists you know who make statues out of bones.
Not that I'd allow on the platform, but anyway.
Yeah, so that was Bluey, and I just thought
Timely.
The season's coming back. Everyone's excited.
Oh, I'm not doing anything tonight but watch Bluey.
Maybe they'll need some more art for their new home.
They might need some
I
art
think they
consulting. No, they are. Yeah, we should hit them up.
Bluethumb, Bluey.
Yeah.
Bluethumb, Bluey, yeah.
Oh, the one thing we forgot to mention. So with Kylie Jenner, actually, we have an artist here on the wall behind Eden, Campbell Apun, who's in Kylie's house. And it's a Versace, I don't know, Versace gold or something. So he was on Bluethumb for many years, sort of early on with us, and we filmed a Qantas ad in Japan, and he was there and came and helped us set up this fake gallery exhibition with a bunch of his art there because he's now living in Japan. And yeah, he's in Kylie's house, one of his pieces, and he said that Kanye West has a piece of his as well, but I've never seen pictures of that, and I don't know which one it's on the wall. Yeah, but like,
yeah, there you go.
yeah, that one, yeah,
So
that
does
Versace piece.
Does he always do spray cans? Because the ones that we have in the gallery at the moment, they are 3 black spray cans with Dom Perignon logos on them. Is this his normal iconography, or
He does a lot of that. Yeah,
so
he does a
spray
lot of
can.
brands on spray cans. Like I think he was a street artist, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
And and there's a Scary Spice with one in her house as well. But he does other he has other themes as well. But yeah, he gifted us that one. Well, I think he gifted it, or maybe he left it and never took it back. No, it was a gift. Yes.
don't hit us up?
Don't tag him in this, please. No, it was a gift. So yeah, he was with us for many years at the start, and I like it. It's cool. It's in I think once you get in one Jenner, it sort of spreads.
Well, yeah.
As we've discovered.
That's what they surely must be like. You can borrow my basket.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it's on our wall here, which is great.
Well,
Bluethumb, all the way in Hollywood.
yeah. Next stop.
That is the mission.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next stop, we'll be in Kardashian houses all over the place.
Yeah, cool.
Next Qantas ad.
Great. Well, everyone we've flamed today, we will tag. Come at us.
I don't think we flamed. I think
No.
Kylie
Damien
got
Hirst come
flamed.
from
I
me.
think Kylie did. Yeah, and Damien Hirst. He's probably used to it though.
Yeah, I'm sure he can deal with it.
He can handle a little bit of criticism.
I think he'll be very hurt by all this.
Yeah. We're gonna defamation.
Did you hear what Bluethumb said about you?
Of course, that's how you date artwork.
Yeah,
You
duh.
idiot. Fantastic. Oh, well, thank you guys. It's
Thanks
been a
for
good
joining,
deep dive.
guys.
Thanks for having us.
Love the chat.